Feeling like the world's spinning out of control? Like your future's this giant question mark? What if I told you it isn't as out of control as it feels? Newsflash: 80% of you worry about job security, money, debt. You are not alone. Let's take back your power, starting right now. Okay, let's get real. The headlines are loud. Inflation, layoffs, instability. It feels like a constant fire hose of what ifs, right? It's totally designed to grab you, hijack your brain's threat detector, your amygdala, and keep you glued and anxious. I know that feeling, that pit in your stomach thinking, how am I going to navigate this? It can feel paralyzing. But listen up. Here's the truth bomb. Focusing constantly on that global chaos, it drains your energy, the energy you need. We're not ignoring reality, but we are going to shift your focus hard from what you absolutely cannot control to the surprising amount you absolutely can. Today, we ditch the overwhelm and start building your personal plan for stability. Let's do this. All right, lean in, because this is important. This is the first big AHA moment I want you to grab onto today, and it's a game changer when it comes to that knot in your stomach, that racing heart, that feeling of dread about the future, especially when it comes to money and where you're headed. Here it is. That anxiety you feel, it's not weakness. It's not a character flaw. It is not your fate. Say it with me. Anxiety is a signal. That's it. It's a biological, evolutionary signal from your brain. You see, your brain has one primary job: to keep you safe. It's got this ancient, built-in alarm system designed to scan for threats. Back in the caveman days, it was saber-toothed tigers. Today, it's perceived threats like instability, not having enough money in the bank, the fear of losing your job, the pressure of rising costs, the terrifying thought of falling behind or, worse, failing altogether. When your brain senses these potential dangers, real or imagined, it hits the panic button. That's anxiety. It floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline, preparing you to fight, flee, or freeze. It's trying to protect you. And here's the kicker, the part we always miss. You wouldn't feel anxious if you didn't care. Think about that for a second. Seriously, if you didn't give a damn about your future, about providing for yourself or your family, about making something of your life, about achieving your goals, you wouldn't feel this anxiety. Indifference doesn't cause a pit in your stomach. Apathy doesn't make your heart race. Your anxiety is actually proof that you are invested, that you care deeply about where you're going and what happens next. It's a sign that you want more, or you want to protect what you have. So next time that wave hits, instead of beating yourself up, try saying, wow, I must really care about this. It reframes everything, doesn't it? But here's the trap we all fall into, especially in today's world. We feel that signal, that jolt of anxiety, and instead of recognizing it for what it is, just information, we let it hijack our entire system. We let it paralyze us. What does that look like? It looks like doom scrolling through news headlines about the economy until 2 a.m. It looks like endlessly comparing your messy reality to someone else's curated, perfect-looking highlight reel on Instagram or LinkedIn. It looks like spiraling into negative self-talk. I'm not smart enough. I'm not working hard enough. Everyone else has it figured out. I'm never going to make it. This comparison culture is absolutely brutal, and it pours gasoline on the fire of economic anxiety. We see filtered snapshots of success, the new house, the fancy vacation, the promotion, and our brain interprets it as, I'm lagging behind. I'm inadequate. It magnifies that deep-seated fear of not making it, whatever making it even means anymore. We forget that we're comparing our behind-the-scenes struggles to their public performance. It's a recipe for feeling like crap. This is where we need to interrupt the pattern. You must learn to interrupt the spiral. The moment you feel that anxiety rising, you need a new response. Instead of letting it drag you down the rabbit hole, you need to acknowledge it actively. Think of it like a car alarm going off. It's loud, it's annoying, it definitely gets your attention, right? Now, what do? Do you immediately assume the car is being stolen, panic, and run around screaming? Or do you pause, look out the window, assess the situation? You acknowledge the alarm. Okay, I hear it. You check. Is there an actual immediate threat? Is someone breaking in? If there is, you take appropriate action. Call for help. Investigate. But if it just went off randomly, or a cat jumped on the hood, you acknowledge the signal, maybe reset the alarm, and then you go back to what you were doing. You don't stand there staring at the blinking light, letting it ruin your whole day, right? You don't pull the car over on the highway and just stare at the dashboard light forever. Your anxiety is that car alarm. When it goes off, acknowledge it. Okay, anxiety. I hear you signaling. Thanks for the heads up, brain. I know you're trying to protect me. Then assess. Is there a real, immediate danger I need to deal with right now? Is there one single concrete action I can take in this moment to address this feeling or the perceived threat? Maybe that action is making a budget, sending one email, researching one option. But if the anxiety is about a vague future what if, or something totally outside your control, you acknowledge the signal, thank your brain for trying, and then consciously refocus your attention on something you can control, something productive, or even just something neutral. You refuse to let the alarm dictate your entire state of being. You refuse to stare at the blinking light. Understanding this, truly getting it in your bones, fundamentally changes your relationship with anxiety. It shifts you from being a passive victim of the feeling to an active interpreter of the signal. It's no longer this big, scary monster that controls you. It's just information. Information that highlights what matters deeply to you. And once you see it that way, you can start asking yourself, okay, this signal is telling me I care about financial security, my career, my future. What's one small step I can take today to move towards what I care about, using this energy constructively instead of letting it paralyze me? This is how you take your power back. This is how anxiety stops being your fate and starts being fuel. Time for the second big A-Shay moment. And listen, this one, it might ruffle some feathers. It might make you lean back and say, wait, are you serious? Yes, I am. Here it is. Forget following your passion as your only starting point. Forget it. Just for now. Controversial? You bet. Practical? Absolutely. And maybe the most practical advice you'll hear today, especially if you're feeling stuck and anxious about money in the future. Think about it. How much pressure does that follow your passion mantra pile on? It sounds amazing, right? Find the one thing you love, turn it into a job, and live happily ever after. But the reality? For most people, especially when you're starting out, trying to figure things out, or feeling financially stressed, it's immense pressure. It's paralyzing. You spend months, maybe years, agonizing, searching for that one magical thing that's supposed to light you up and pay the mortgage. And what happens? You feel like a failure if you haven't found it. You compare yourself to that tiny percentage of people who seem to have it all figured out. It adds so much unnecessary stress to an already stressful situation. It keeps you stuck in analysis paralysis, waiting for a lightning bolt that might never come. So, I want you to take a different approach, a smarter approach, a strategic approach. Instead of chasing the elusive passion butterfly right now, I want you to identify your easy value. Yeah, you heard me. Easy. Value. What does that mean? It means finding something that you are naturally good at, or that you find relatively easy to do, easier for you than for many other people, and that provides tangible value to others. Something people need help with. And maybe you're fantastic at explaining complicated tech stuff in simple terms. Your friends always ask you how to fix their phone settings or understand that new software. That's easy value. Maybe you're incredibly organized, your closets are perfect, your files are immaculate, your schedule runs like clockwork. You could help others declutter their homes, organize their digital lives, or manage their chaotic schedules. That's easy value. Maybe you have the patience of a saint and you're great at tutoring kids, helping seniors navigate online forms, or training a new puppy. Easy value. Maybe you're good with your hands, fixing things around the house, assembling furniture, basic gardening. Easy value. Maybe you can whip up simple, healthy meals quickly, or you're great at proofreading emails and documents, or you have an eye for making simple graphics on Canva for social media. Notice what I'm not saying? I'm not saying it has to feel like fireworks and destiny right this second. It doesn't need to be your soul's calling today. This easy value skill is your foundation. It's your starting block. Why? Because things that come easier to you require less activation energy. Think about it. When you're already tired or stressed, are you more likely to tackle something that feels like climbing Mount Everest? Or something that feels manageable, maybe even quietly satisfying because you know you can do it well? You're far more likely to stick with the easy value task, especially when things inevitably get tough or boring, which happens in any work. And here's the crucial part. Because these skills provide value, real value that solves a problem or makes someone's life easier, people will pay for them, hire you for them, or deeply appreciate them. So, what do? You get good at that. You lean in. You double down on that easy value skill. Become reliable. Become the go-to person for that one thing you do easily and well. This isn't about settling. It's about building momentum. This builds your confidence like nothing else, because competence breeds confidence. It builds tangible skills. And critically, it builds income. It builds stability. This is how you start to stress-proof your life. You create a reliable stream of income based on something that doesn't deplete your soul every single day. You build a financial cushion. You gain breathing room. And then, listen closely, then, from that place of greater security, competence, and reduced financial anxiety, you have the resources, the time, the energy, and the mental space to actually explore those passions. Your easy value work becomes the financial engine that funds your passion projects, your creative explorations, the classes you want to take, the equipment you want to buy. Not the other way around. At least, not initially. Think of it like building a house. You don't start with the fancy decorations and the art on the walls. You start with a solid foundation. Your easy value is that concrete foundation. It's strong. It's reliable. It supports everything else. Trying to build a career solely on a potentially shaky, undiscovered passion right out of the gate is like trying to build on sand during a storm. It's stressful, it's unstable, and it's likely to collapse. So, let go of the guilt if you haven't found the one thing. Let go of the pressure to have it all figured out right now. Give yourself permission to start with what's easy and valuable. Ask yourself, what do people compliment me on? What tasks do I find straightforward that others struggle with? What problems can I solve for people relatively easily? Where does my natural aptitude meet a real need? That intersection? That's your gold mine, right now. That's your easy value. Start there. Master it. Monetize it. Build your stability. And then let that stability give you the freedom to chase the fireworks. That's how you build a sustainable, stress-proof foundation for whatever comes next. Okay, so you've acknowledged the anxiety signal. You're looking for your easy value. Great start. But let's be real. Knowing isn't doing. And doing consistently? That's the hard part, right? That's where the real change happens. So, how do we make this sustainable? How do we stop feeling like we're constantly reacting to chaos, scrambling to keep up, and start building something solid, something that holds up when life inevitably throws punches? We need to stress-proof your path forward. And the way we do that is through what I call resilience routines. Now, forget those massive, overwhelming life overhauls that you start with huge enthusiasm and then abandon after 3 days because they're just too much. No, I'm talking about the power of tiny, consistent actions. Think micro habits, the smallest possible steps you can realistically take, but the key is you take them every single day, or almost every day. This isn't about adding more stress to your already overflowing plate. It's about strategically weaving small threads of strength, control, and capability into the fabric of your daily life. It's about making resilience less of a monumental effort and more of an automatic reflex. Think of it like building an internal shock absorber system for life's bumps. Let's break it down into practical areas. First, let's tackle financial resilience. Money anxiety is huge right now. I hear it from everyone. It feels heavy, maybe even paralyzing. But here's the truth. Paralysis keeps you stuck in that anxiety. Action, even the tiniest action, creates momentum and chips away at that feeling of helplessness. So start super small. I mean ridiculously, almost laughably small. Track your spending. Yeah, I know. It sounds tedious, maybe even scary if you're worried about what you'll find. But commit to doing it for just 1 week. Get a simple app, use a spreadsheet, or even just carry a tiny notebook. And here's the rule: no judgment allowed. This isn't about beating yourself up over buying coffee or ordering takeout. It's purely about awareness. Where is your money actually going? Seeing it clearly is the absolute first step to regaining a sense of control. Knowledge replaces fear. Next, learn one new financial term this week. Seriously, just one. Spend 10 minutes on Google. Look up, what is an ETF? Or what does compound interest really mean? Or what's a high-yield savings account? Why bother? Because financial literacy isn't some exclusive club for Wall Street types. It's essential knowledge for you to navigate the world. Understanding the language of money demystifies it. It takes away its power to intimidate you and empowers you to make slightly better decisions over time. It chips away at that giant, overwhelming feeling of, I don't understand money. Maybe you can even set up an automatic transfer of just $5 a week into a savings account. $5. It sounds like nothing, right? But listen, it's not about the amount initially. It's about building the habit of saving. It's about proving to yourself week after week that you can put money aside, that you are taking a step towards financial stability. These small, consistent steps build a foundation. They give you a sense of agency, a feeling of, I'm doing something, even when the larger economic picture feels completely out of your control. Next up, skill resilience. Remember that easy value skill we talked about? The thing you have a natural knack for, the thing people already recognize you for, the thing that could be your edge. We need to actively nurture and sharpen that skill. Think of it as your personal asset, your lifeboat in uncertain professional waters. You need to invest in it, but again, start tiny. Dedicate just 20 to 30 minutes, maybe 3 times a week. Schedule it if you have to consciously getting better at it. Don't aim for hours-long deep dives right away. That leads to burnout. Small, focused bursts are sustainable and effective. Watch one specific tutorial on YouTube related to that skill. Read one insightful article or blog post about it. Practice one small element of it deliberately. If you're a writer, write one strong paragraph focusing on description. If you're a designer, refine one icon. If you're great with people, consciously practice active listening in one conversation today. Why does this incremental approach matter so much? Because small, consistent effort compounds. It's like building muscle. You don't go to the gym once a month and try to lift a car. You lift manageable weights regularly, and over time, you get stronger. This steady effort builds tangible competence. It sharpens your edge, makes you more valuable. But more importantly, it provides undeniable proof to your brain that you are growing, learning, and improving. It directly combats that sinking feeling of stagnation or falling behind. Every practice session is a deposit in your skill bank account. Finally, and this is absolutely critical, let's talk about mental resilience. Because let's face it, the anxiety, the overwhelm, the negative self-talk, the what-if spirals, they will flare up. That's part of being human, especially now. Expect it, anticipate it, and have a plan for it. When that wave of anxiety hits, you cannot just sit there passively and let it drown you. You need simple, immediate tools, tiny actions you can deploy instantly to regain your footing. Don't just sit in the spiral, interrupt it. Physically stand up from your chair. Stretch your arms way up overhead. Take 5 deep, slow breaths, really focusing on making the exhale longer than the inhale. Feel your feet solid on the ground. Anchor yourself in the present moment. Or, when you feel that sense of overwhelm about to crash over you, too much to do, not enough time, move your body for just 5 minutes. I'm serious. Walk briskly around the block. Do jumping jacks in your office. Put on your favorite high-energy song and dance like nobody's watching. It might sound silly, but it works. It changes your physiology. It burns off stress hormones like cortisol, gets oxygen flowing to your brain, and literally interrupts the anxious thought loop, giving you a chance to reset. You can also try this. Keep a tiny win list or a resilience log. At the end of each day, write down just one thing you did from your resilience routine. Tracked spending, learned a term, practiced your skill, took deep breaths. When you're feeling low or like you're not making progress, pull out that list. It's concrete evidence against that nagging inner critic telling you you're not doing enough. These aren't complex therapeutic techniques needing hours of practice. They are simple, accessible, immediate tools to help you regain control in the moment. Look, I know none of these ideas, tracking spending for a week, taking 5 deep breaths, watching one tutorial, sound earth-shattering on their own. Individually, they seem almost insignificant, maybe even pointless. But the magic, the real power, isn't in the grandeur of the individual action. It's in the relentless power of consistency. It's the compounding effect in action. Think about it. You track spending for a week, then another, then another. Suddenly, you have months of real data, genuine insight into your habits. You learn one financial term a week. In a year, that's 52 terms. You actually start understanding financial news, making more informed choices. You practice your skill for 30 minutes, 3 times a week. That's 90 minutes a week. Over a year, that's nearly 80 hours dedicated purely to honing your craft. That's significant progress. Tiny bricks laid consistently, day after day, build a massive wall. A wall of defense against financial uncertainty. A wall of valuable skill mastery. A wall of mental fortitude. But these routines build something even more profound. They build evidence. Every single time you complete one of these tiny actions, You are sending a clear, powerful message directly to your brain. See? I showed up. I did the small thing I said I would do. I can handle this. I am capable. I am resourceful. I am not helpless. You are literally rewiring your neural pathways, replacing old, worn-out tracks of anxiety and helplessness with new pathways of action, agency, and self-efficacy. You stop just hoping you can cope. You start proving it to yourself, one tiny, manageable action at a time. This isn't about pretending or wishful thinking. It's about building concrete, undeniable proof of your own resilience. And that is how you build real, deep, unshakable confidence. The kind of confidence that doesn't evaporate when things get tough. That's the power of your resilience routine. Tiny actions leading to massive impact over time. So, where can you start today? What's one tiny action you can take right now or commit to tomorrow? Start there. Start small. Just start. Okay, let's cut through the noise. Yeah, things feel uncertain, maybe even scary out there. So what? You gonna sit there paralyzed by the what-ifs? No. Your power isn't in predicting the future, it's in creating it, one tiny action at a time. That feeling of uncertainty, it's real. But your power to navigate it, even more real. Forget waiting to feel ready or passionate or perfect. That's just fear talking, dressing up as procrastination. The fastest way out of feeling stuck and overwhelmed is action. And the easiest action? Start where you are, with what comes a little easier, something you find relatively simple, but someone else finds valuable. That's your easy value. So here's your tactical takeaway, your challenge for today. No excuses. Identify one thing, just one. What feels easy for you that helps someone else or solves a small problem? Got it in your head? Good. Now, what is one tiny, manageable action? I'm talking 15 minutes. That's it. Find 15 minutes. You can take this week to lean into that skill or offer that value. Maybe you research one quick way to make it even better. Maybe you text one person and offer to help them with it. Maybe you just write down 5 ways this easy thing is actually a valuable strength. And listen, don't you dare just think about it. Get a pen. Use the Notes app on your phone. Whatever it takes. Write it down. Don't just think it, ink it. Putting pen to paper or fingers to keyboard makes it real. It signals to your brain, we're doing this. It's a promise to yourself. It shifts you from wishing to doing. That's your starting block. This isn't about a massive overhaul. It's about taking the pen back, taking control of the next 15 minutes. That uncertainty doesn't own you. Your action does. Go. Do it now. Okay, final word. Your future isn't set in stone. You hold the pen. Every single small action you take writes your story. It won't be perfect, but you are way more capable than you know. Believe that deep down. So, what's that one tiny step you can take right now? Go do it. You've absolutely got this.